Hi, welcome to this video on how to pass business strategy and technology exam. My name is Iryna McDonald. I'm going to be your guide to the paper. The purpose of the session is to have a look at the key exam topics of BST, get us familiar with the exam structure, as well as key challenges you're likely to encounter, and finally, of course, we want to make sure that you are successful. So we'll look at some handy tips that will get you through this exam with the minimal effort and stress. In terms of the exam itself, once you open the paper, you'll find that many of the topics of BST are already familiar to you from the certificate level. If you remember papers like business, technology and finance, or management information, there's going to be quite a significant overlap in the knowledge base between them and BST. However, at BST level, the focus is on application of knowledge. So you will need to put your ideas in context and relate them to the specific organization given in the exam. In terms of key exam topics, students often ask what will come up in the exam, but unfortunately, BST examiner is unlikely to oblige by giving you a clear set of things that will get you through. As a general rule of thumb, there are 3 areas that you are to see in the exam. The topic of strategic analysis is awarded about 30 to 40% of available marks. So here, many of you will rejoice when you think about pastel, macroeconomic analysis, or Porter's 5 forces, for example. With strategic choice, 30–40% of the marks are available for thinking about options available to the organization. And again, for those of you that remember Porter's generic strategies, that will be probably the most useful theory in the whole syllabus. It's always an easy way to get some of those knowledge marks. Finally, when it comes to implementation and monitoring of strategy, which is awarded 25 to 35% of the marks, every single exam will have a question on ethics, sustainability, so you need to be fairly familiar with those topics. Let's now get to know the exam structure. There are certain things about it that are familiar. For example, it's 2.5 hours in duration, and there will be 3 compulsory questions. There is no choice. Each question will have its own scenario. Pass mark stays at the same level of 55%. But if we look at details of those questions, so question 1 is often referred to as a mini case study because of its length. You're likely to have several pages of information, maybe 2–2.5 pages of text plus several numerical exhibits, a few more pages there, and it is awarded 40 to 45 marks. Questions 2 and 3 are shorter, so each of them will have its own page of its scenario, and again, where to expect some numbers in those questions as well. So questions 2 and 3 will be awarded about 20 to 25 marks. In terms of the kind of things you need to prepare yourself for in this exam, as I already emphasized, the volume of information is very, very significant. Many students, when faced with this mini case study, question 1, struggle to read, comprehend, and obviously create an answer to the question in the time available. So time pressure is going to be fairly intense. In addition, ICAEW has recently introduced digital skills requirements in the exam. So some of you might want to familiarize yourself with those digital skills by looking at Chapter 17 of ICAEW workbook. Finally, what can you do to make sure you pass this exam? First and foremost is business awareness, because organizations from all types of industries and sectors are possible in this exam. It could range from charities to car manufacturing companies. You cannot second guess what industry or sector you might be getting. As the saying goes, one business article a day will keep examiner at bay. So doing a little bit every day will put you on the right track to create that wider commercial awareness. Of course, practicing past exam papers is essential. It gets you used to the examiner's style, and particularly with this longer question one, you will start to break the information down better once you've read a few of those scenarios. You will also see how the storyline develops, and that particularly is handy when it comes to making sense of numerical exhibits. And finally, the focus of this paper is on application. We already said that many of the knowledge aspects of the paper you're already familiar with. So what examiner wants you to do at this stage is to relate your ideas to the specific issues organization in the exam is facing, and therefore application is key to success. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I wish you lots of luck in your BST exam.